What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so I know I'm late in doing this video right here. Shout out to Ticket TV. He did a video about this yesterday. I think it was the first one that I saw to talk about this. So, the Houston Rockets have decided upon their new coach, and it will be 47-year-old Stephen Silas, an unknown, a dark horse. And I think it's a good thing, you know what I'm saying? Um, in my opinion. Look, he's not a known quantity, but at the same time, you get tired of seeing the same faces over and over, that same carousel of coaches. Uh, Look, you just saw their former coach, Mike D'Antoni, who just hours after being eliminated by the Lakers in the semifinals, he abruptly resigned, and he is now an assistant with the Philadelphia 76ers. And to me, he's going to corrupt that damn team because they're already talking about a trade with James Harden. I don't know, but I think that this is a good thing on different levels. Look, it shouldn't be about this, but there's always the social aspect of these things, the political aspect. Um, Look, I always will champion diversity, and it's good to see a black coach get an opportunity. Um, so that's a good thing. I saw that it came down between him and Jeff Van Gundy, but ultimately they wanted to go with a fresh start. Van Gundy had already been a head coach with the Rockets during the Yao Ming, Tracy McGrady era in the going into the late 2000s. Van Gundy was also a coach with the New York Knicks, of course. That's where he had his most success. Um, he's 47 years old, which is relatively young, but he's had 20 years of coaching experience being an assistant with various different organizations. Most recently, of course, he was an assistant with the Dallas Mavericks, and of course, an assistant with Rick Carlisle. So he has loads of experience. He comes from a really good pedigree. His father was a former coach, Paul Silas, and a three-time champion in his own right. Um, I believe Paul Silas still holds the record for highest rebounding average for the Phoenix Suns. Not total rebounds, but average rebounding average. I don't know if he holds the record for total rebounds, but definitely rebound average. Yeah, Paul Silas was a really good player back in the '70s for various teams: Boston Celtics, the Phoenix Suns. I believe he played with the Seattle Sonics toward the ending of his career. Um, but back to his son. This is I have no problems with this. You know, the only question is, what team will he have? I haven't honestly. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I haven't really been paying all that much attention to the NBA over the last couple of weeks, but I have heard some murmurs about a trade with James Harden, supposedly with the Sixers. I don't know if that's going to happen. I do know this though. I do feel like James Harden's days of jacking up 25, 30 shots a game are coming to an end. He's not going to be playing under Mike D'Antoni if he stays with the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets have to kind of look. Analytics is fine to a degree, but when you look at the teams that have won championships over the past several years, right? Look at every time a team won championship. Look at the Lakers. You look at the Raptors. You look at the Golden State Warriors. Yes, they are a jump shooting team, but they also uh, play good defense. They have really good team defense, really good individual defenders. That ebbed a little bit over the last couple of years, but it still had the best player in Kevin Durant, which offset those losses. You look at the Spurs, okay? You look at the Cavalier team that won championship. You look at the the Heat. And when you look at all of these things, and you look at the teams that analytics say would have done well, and they always come up short in the playoffs. To me, old school basketball, or at least some semblance of that, is what wins. I'd rather be a team that shoots 50% from the floor than hoist up 33 pointers again and hoping that I have a hot night. I know, you know, to me, defense, rebounding, and putting the ball in the basket will give you championships every time. And this midget basketball that they were experimenting with last year, um, it might have nights where if you catch a team off guard, it looks good. But when a team can game plan for that, it gets thwarted all the time, pretty much. So I hope that they can uh, find something where James Harden can still display his scoring ability, but he can open up his game in other ways. The best, you know what, the best he ever played to me was under Kevin McHale. When he was playing under Kevin McHale, you know what I'm saying? He actually did go to the mid range more. He didn't just universally ugh, live behind the 3 point line. And even from time to time, he would even post smaller guys up, from time to time. But D'Antoni has let him be. He's given him the biggest green light since Will Chamberlain, and he's taken it. Um, but you know, and we also got to mention Russell Westbrook. I don't know what's going to happen with this team. Eventually, I honestly don't think the way this team is constructed is conductive to success as far as getting to a conference finals or NBA finals. And I honestly believe that they need to make some trades. Um, I just don't think that the way this team is constructed is going to win. And I like Russell, but I don't think that being on this team will ever get him a championship. So, what do you guys think?